Hi, and welcome back to Upside Down Physio. My name's Kaylee. I'm a physical therapist and yoga teacher excited about getting you moving and feeling good in your body. Today, we're going to review the Sun Salutation A. The purpose of today's video is to give you insights into the steps, some modifications you can choose, or alternatives you can use if that's not working for your body. This is not an exhaustive list, so please in the comments let me know if you have questions or other modification needs, and also know that today we'll be getting on and off the floor, so you must be comfortable doing that for the purpose of this video. The first thing I want to do is run you quickly through the steps of a typical Sun Salutation A. I want you to know the groundwork so that we can walk through each piece and maybe try some modifications or alternatives altogether. So just watch. You can move if you know the steps, you can move with me, that's fine. But the purpose is really to get an idea of what we'll be talking about as a whole. So the Sun Salutation begins in a standing posture. We'll raise the arms up over the head, inhale, and exhale, you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant, feet step back, arms bend. Inhale, chest lifts. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips rise. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, move forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, arms release. That is one round of the Sun Salutation. So you might have walked into a yoga class, done that one time with some cues, and then the instructor said, all right, do it again and go at your own pace, and don't be afraid if you make mistakes. And you're like, make mistakes? I have no idea what I'm doing. So I want you to go into the next class feeling like, okay, I get the pattern. I get at least where the breath should be. The breath is carrying you through the steps. So let's break it down. I'm going to put my props at the top of the mat in case I need them. If you don't have blocks, you could use some books, a shoebox, any kind of box. That will be helpful for those of us with tight hamstrings and those of us exploring different arm positions. The blocks are nice in later modifications of chaturanga, but we'll get there. So come to the top of the mat. We're starting in Tadasana, mountain pose. So palms are rotated forward, shoulders are coming down the back, nice and tall from the feet through the crown of the head. First things first, take a deep breath in and begin to lift the arms up over the head. On an exhale, the arms come down to the ground. If it's more comfortable, bend the knees. Our first modification would be a nice knee bend, release the top of the head. Position number 3 is a halfway lift. We are coming into a tabletop spine position. Hands can be on the fronts of the shins, on the fronts of the thighs, or on blocks. Think about removing the curve from the lumbar spine. Engage the belly button towards the back. Lift the ears away from the shoulder and elongate tailbone through the crown of the head. Position, hands are going to plant onto the ground. Feet are stepping back one at a time into a plank pose. We'll talk about a few modifications for plank pose now. You can bring the knees to the mat, uncurl the toes. We want to maintain that nice elongation of the spine. Good. Another modification for plank pose would be tabletop. From tabletop pose, you could decide to do some cat-cows and then move into a downward facing dog. And that would be your sun salutation choice. If you'd like to move on with the knees on the ground, we'll move into a half plank pose or chaturanga. From here, you bend the elbows and the elbows come into the body. We're maintaining that nice elongation of the spine. So notice if my tailbone is lifted, I must tuck it for belly and core engagement. Alternatively, if you have a block, you can place the block underneath the chest on any height to help support the chest as you learn your tailbone tuck and squeezing your elbows into the body. Again, ears away from shoulders and tailbone tucks so that tailbone and crown are moving farther from each other. Nicely done. If you're a plank pose person and you'd like to move into a complete chaturanga position, let's remove the block and show you what that looks like. We'll place both hands down, plank pose, and you've come from halfway lift. So you've just inhaled halfway lift. You plant the palms down, step the feet back, and do this all in your exhale. From here, the tops of the feet meet the ground, and you lift the chest for upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders down the back, rotate the seams of your pants in towards each other, and press firmly through the tops of the toes and the palms. On an exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips. Downward facing dog. For those of us exploring from a knees down position, let's return there. If you choose to have your knees down for plank pose, you can try knees, chest, chin as an alternative from the chaturanga and upward facing dog. You could also try cobra or baby cobra in the upward facing dog position. All of these postures have been explored on lessons 1 through 5 of the Intro to Yoga series, but let's do it as a breath moving through the sun A. So we are coming down from inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we've made our way, stepped our feet back, placed the knees onto the ground. Continuing your exhale, you're going to bring your chest and your chin to the ground. Exhale. And on your inhale, hips lower, chest lifts into baby cobra. And exhale, chin to mat. Moving into downward facing dog. Gazing forward, you can walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, return to your halfway lift position. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, arms down by the sides. Let's move through the modifications of tabletop and knees down plank pose as the sun salutation itself. I'll use blocks or different hand positions in my halfway lifts and my forward folds. Starting at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms lift over the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, tabletop. Inhale, chest and chin lifts. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands float down. Second variation will be knees to the ground plank pose. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands fall. Gaze sweeps down towards the toes. On an inhale, lift the chest, the chin, long through the spine. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, knees meet the mat. Continue your exhale as you come down into your halfway position, and then bring the chest and chin to follow. Press down through the hips, lift up, baby cobra, draw the shoulders together. Exhale, come down onto the mat, press through the palms. You can move through tabletop, Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. On an inhale, step forward. On an exhale, release. On an inhale, lift. On an exhale, lower. Next, inhale, Tadasana all the way up. Exhale, hands down by the sides. Nicely done. You've moved through 3 different variations of the Sun Salutation A. What I want you to remember is that breath holds the key to the movement. So imagine that each movement can't begin until the breath begins. The breath is the wave you're riding along. Let's listen one more time to the pattern of breath and do at your own pace your variations of the Sun Salutation A. Let's try. Beginning with the shoulders down the back, squeeze and tuck the tailbone, feet grounded, palms receptive. Inhale. Exhale, cleanse. On an inhale, reach the arms up over the head. First in, then arms. Exhale starts. Movement starts next. Hinge at the hips. Lower all the way to the ground, palms, crown of the head pointing to the mat. In, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, feet back, chaturanga. In breath, upward facing dog, baby cobra, or your cat-cow. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog or tabletop. In breath, to the top of the mat, ride the wave. Exhale, let it go, fold. In breath, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, release. In breath, rise. Exhale, release. Nicely done. The practice is just that, a constant practice of figuring out how to breathe and move in tandem and how to take thought away from it and put yourself on the mat in the present. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a challenge for all of us and something that we can grow and learn and evolve, something that we can take with us into in-person classes or just greet the sun with your sun salutation in the morning. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do for you in the comments, if there's any more videos you want to see from me, and I will see you here next time. Thank you.